that. And up next, I have a privilege of inviting someone on the stage who comes with vast experience in the fiscal policy and governance and will share his valuable insights on recognizing excellence through the TIOL Nepal Knowledge Foundation Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome former Finance Secretary of Nepal and Vice-Chairman of the Honorable Jury Panel for the Nepal Chapter, Shri Madhu Kumar Marasini.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chief Guest of this TIOL Awards ceremony, Honorable Justice from Tanzania, Excellency Ambassador from Tanzania, my colleagues from Nepal, jury from India, and all the familiar faces now, because since we have been here since this morning and listening to you directly and also over the tables. Good afternoon, you all. Honorable participants, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor to address this distinguished gathering at the TIOL Tax Congress 2025 on behalf of the Nepal Knowledge Foundation. Our chairman, Mr. Anil Kumar Sinha, former judge of the Supreme Court of Nepal, had deeply wished to be here with you today to contribute, to learn and exchange ideas. However, due to unforeseen developments at home following the recent Gen Z protests, the tragic loss of many young lives, the dissolution of parliament and the formation of an interim government, he has had to assume official responsibilities as minister for three important portfolios. He is given the portfolios of Ministries of Law and Justice, Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supplies, and Ministry of Land Reform and Cooperatives. You can imagine how busy he could be. Yet, we all are representing him, and he sends his best regards to TIOL Congress, to Shailendra Kumarji and entire team. And he has also sent his message, because in the interest of time, I'll hand over this message to Shailendraji separately, but I will read out gist of his message, because he was previously a tax lawyer as well. I know him since then. So at the heart of any state building effort lies its tax system, not merely as an instrument of revenue, but as a reflection of governance, trust, and the social contract between the state and its citizens. A fair, transparent, predictable, and justifiable tax system, together with a quick and independent tax dispute settlement mechanism, is a pillar of sustainable development and stability. In this spirit, I commend TIOL Knowledge Foundation for convening this Congress and for honoring excellence through the National Taxation Awards. So as I was also the Finance Secretary, and also had worked in the tax department initially, tax, we generally that much love it, right? But we need the most of it, because we have so much to deliver for our people, for our country, and to build infrastructures, and to provide the education, good health, and good infrastructures. Nepal initiated tax reform some 3 decades back. Actually, we introduced value-added tax system, VAT, in 1997. And then back to back, we also initiated income tax reform in the custom systems. So during the early 2000, we had tax GDP ratio around 10%, right? But now, this is around 20%. It has even reached to 24% of our GDP. So that means that the more, transparent, simple, and fairer taxation system, the more tax yield will be there. And I am so happy that now India has also introduced GST, and also it has come up with GST2, simplifying its rates. Now I think it has only 2 rates. 98% of its products are covered under these two rates. That means having a simple, perhaps a single rate or an efficient rate would yield more tax. And in developing countries, maybe in India or Nepal, in other countries also, we have a huge number of informal sector as well. So there is the scope also. If we could also bring this informal sector into our tax net, then that will help us broaden our tax revenue and we can meet the aspirations of our people. So we should be reforming the tax system because the alternate of reform is more reform. There is no way to backtrack. And very happy that India has also launched this digital infrastructures to make this taxation system more transparent and more participated by general public. And I think there is something that Nepal can also learn from this reform, especially in the digital front. Also, I would like to share, because of this Gen Z protest, a lot of our infrastructures were damaged because of the protest. The central seating of the executive, the Singha Darbar, that was burned down. The Supreme Court was burned down. And the Parliament building was burned down, and so many infrastructures. So we needed a huge amount of money to reconstruct, to rebuild. And our finance minister now what he says is that I will manage that money within the budget from my own resource. Though he sounds ambitious, and that could be, but the confidence that he got was because of the tax system that we have. Though there are many things that we need to reform, but the latest initiatives that, help us double the tax to GDP ratio, maybe that was perhaps behind his confidence that, he thinks that we can rebuild from our own resource as well. Countries like Nepal, we have been mostly, going to the donors and asking for their support. And that made us more dependable as well. Every time even a single incident happens, then you call upon the donors, please help us. Rather than reforming our domestic tax regime, maybe we should be also thinking of that, revert that. Now even these developed countries, because their priorities have been shifting, they are more on increasing the defense expenditure. That was discussed this morning as well. That means that, and they are always sort of their commitment, because during this FFD process, financing for development, that the UN initiative, every 10 years they meet, and the developed countries commit that they will provide 0.7% of their GNP as aid to developing countries, but which they never meet. And we always, run after them. So now instead of, running after the donors, or running after the developed countries, this is time that we need to focus inside our countries or in the neighborhood. There is a huge scope which we missed that, initially we always, run after the donors, but this is the time. And also the evolving geopolitics, the recent tariff, 50% tariff by the US to Indian goods, and many other, and 100,000 for H-1B, visas. That means that tells that maybe this is the obstructions or there is, some difficulties, but this difficulty we need to turn into opportunity of growing our talents inside and exploring our potential insights. That is what the time has been telling us, and I think we need to learn that. And for that also, we need to strengthen more collaboration in the neighborhood. Rather than looking far beyond across the oceans and then dealing with them, it's easier to deal in the neighborhood also. So let's also share our best practices. Let's also further strengthen our South-South collaboration. There are also our indigenous knowledge, indigenous practices as well. I think they will be also very much helpful for us. I also heard very recently that RBI has announced a policy that the Indian banks can finance their investors who wants to invest in Nepal, Bhutan and Sri Lanka. So this policy relaxation, though I hope that the detailed procedures will be coming very soon, but this opens up further, deepening opportunities into financial collaboration and also investment and further expanded trade collaboration in the neighborhood. And then that will definitely, help boost our revenue, tax, and also further, expand our mutual collaboration and shared prosperity, shared benefits. I was listening to this morning that India is trying to have 10% growth per annum, annual 10% growth. And I was also, reading some, books. I think I'll buy one book, The $10 Trillion India, the $10 Trillion Economy. So that's, you have been, you have been targeting for. So Nepal also, hopes that and wishes that let India meet that target. Let India grow 10%. Then that will also put pressure on us. And also there will be some trickle-down effect as well, so that, we can also, grow simultaneously, and then we can be also prosper, like, and prospering each other means that, that the whole region will benefit from this growth. So, friends, the tax system we design today are not just about fiscal numbers. They are about trust, resilience, and shared growth in a world of volatility. In that spirit, let us learn from each other, simplify and strengthen our systems, and ensure that taxation is not a burden but a bridge to stability, fairness, and opportunity. On behalf of the Nepal Knowledge Foundation and on behalf of our Chairman, Justice, and now Honorable Minister, Anil Kumar Sinha, and entire our team, I extend warm congratulations to all award winners and to the organizers for this remarkable initiative, especially to Salendraji and also to Devenji, who always, push us, and makes us so active also, Thank you very much. And may our deliberations here light the way toward stronger, fairer, and more cooperative tax system in South Asia and beyond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Madhu Kumar Marasini, for that. Moving